Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. Every day, billions of dollars move across markets that most people don't even know exist. Crypto, stocks, AI, the signals are there if you know where to look. And that's exactly what we do here. Let's dive in.
MLB draft nerds and diarrhea outbreaks are about to fund your next bull market. Nvidia red, S&P green, everyone's staring at chips while the real asymmetry is hiding in cornfields and weather maps. Signal 1, the S&P 500 closes at 751.71, up 0.85%, while Nvidia slips 0.66%. That's the market whispering, AI hardware frenzy is cooling, but the index refuses to die. Translation, leadership wants to rotate, it just needs a story. Signal 2, CBS runs front-page coverage on Cyclospora, a parasite from contaminated food and water. Not rare, not new. But suddenly, it's national what-to-know content. You don't get that kind of airtime unless editors smell fear, lawsuits, and policy noise. That's investor code for follow the plumbing behind the panic. Signal 3, buried on ESPN, the White Sox say they're down to 3 candidates for the #1 overall MLB draft pick. That sounds like sports trivia. It's not. It's a live masterclass in asymmetric bets. Years of scouting, endless data, one decision that either prints a decade of championships or blows up the franchise. So you have an index trying to rotate, a parasite freaking out the news cycle, a team making a single franchise-defining pick. Here's the trade. This is exactly how water scarcity investing works. You're not buying the market. You're drafting the next star in a league most people don't know exists. Water rights, water infrastructure, and the companies that get paid every time humans refuse to stop drinking and flushing. Cyclospora headlines expose the weakest link in modern life: clean, reliable water, and the stuff that keeps it that way. You don't get explosive diarrheal outbreaks from perfectly run systems. You get them from old pipes, bad supply chains, sloppy treatment, and overstretched infrastructure. And that's where the money hides. Everyone drools over AI's data centers. They burn energy, buy chips, rent land. True, but every one of those GPU prisons needs staggering amounts of water for cooling. Look up how much liquid a hyperscale data center gulps per day. You're basically irrigating a small town so TikTok scrolls smoothly. Now add climate stress, longer droughts, nasty storms trashing sewer systems, farm runoff poisoning supplies. Parasites like Cyclospora don't care about your portfolio. They just ride bad water straight into the news. Governments respond in one way: throw capital at pipes, pumps, membranes, and monitoring. Regulation tightens, standards go up, and there are companies whose entire revenue line item is fine, we'll fix your disgusting water before the lawyers show up. This is where the MLB draft analogy matters. Teams don't just pick the kid with the biggest biceps. They look at durability. Will his elbow survive 10 years? Adaptability. Can he hit every pitch, every park, every playoff? Scarcity. How many players on Earth have this combo? Your job in water investing is identical. Stop looking for the flashy AI slugger.
Does what you just heard shift something for you? That feeling, that need to know more, is exactly the right reaction. Most people never get there. You just did. Let's keep going.
Start looking for the boring, durable workhorse that touches every inning of the economy. 3 buckets. First, infrastructure grinders. The pipe makers, pump manufacturers, leak detection tech, treatment plants. Every time a Cyclospora story hits, some mayor somewhere signs a check to these guys. Look for long backlogs, rising orders, and governments as customers. Boring is good. Default risk is low. Second, water rights and utilities. Think of them as the franchise owners of H2O. In dry regions, whoever controls usage rights controls pricing power over time. Not sexy. But when people are flushing toilets in a drought, nobody negotiates on price. You're not trading meme stocks, you're trading survival. Third, monitoring and filtration tech. Sensors, membranes, UV systems, software that flags contamination before it nukes a city's GI tract. They're your analytics department. Small, underfollowed, leveraged to every upgrade cycle in water systems. These are your hidden infielders who win pennants. Mechanism, parasite panic, tighter water regs, capex wave into infrastructure and treatment, earnings drip higher for a decade, while everyone else chases the next AI headline. That's how you front-run an entire policy cycle. The market today screams rotation potential. Nvidia slipping while the index climbs. That's your signal to stop being a one-theme tourist. You either become the front office who drafts the next water superstar, or you stay the fan in the cheap seats betting parlays on chip stocks. Here's what you do this week, not someday. 1. Map the field. Pull up an ETF that tracks water infrastructure or utilities, not to buy blindly, but as a scouting list. Read the top 10 holdings. Learn what each actually does in the real world. 2. Pick one infrastructure name and one treatment monitoring name and study their last 2 annual reports. Who are their customers? What % of revenue depends on regulation or government contracts? You want companies that get paid when the law gets stricter and pipes get older. 3. Build a tiny water watch list separate from your AI and index junk drawer. Track it for 90 days. Every time there's a contamination or drought headline, check how these names trade. You're training your brain to see where the real leverage lives. This is not financial advice. This is me handing you the playbook everyone else is too bored to read. AI trends, parasites spike, politicians panic, and the people who own the water backbone quietly cash the checks. Summary. 1. Rotating markets reward unsexy essentials, not just GPUs. 2. Water scares translate into decades of forced infrastructure spend. 3. Treat water stocks like draft picks. Durable, scarce, system critical. Subscribe before the next Parasite headline hits and your city starts upgrading with your tax dollars and someone else's stock gains. This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's a wrap for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you something to think about, a new angle, a clearer picture, a better question to ask. Remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, always. If this video added value to your day, subscribe. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it's the best way to support this work and keep it free for everyone. You'll also find every video as a full article on the blog, drfredmarkets.com, and the newsletter is in the bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.